Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Building a Law Firm podcast. I am your host, Christopher Small, and this is the internet's most passionate show about helping you, the law firm owner, create and build the business that helps you fulfill your dreams. How's that for an intro? Right off the top of the head. I am out walking the dog, and it's finally a nice day here in Seattle. Finally getting warm. And I thought I would take this opportunity to just chat with you for a little bit and talk to you about something that was pretty cool to happen today, but I think is sort of a bigger picture look. I don't know, there's a bigger lesson there, and it's something that I think a lot of you are falling short on because you're sort of like failing to see the forest for the trees. And so let me tell you about it. Before I do that, though, where do I want to send you? I've got a new podcast. It's called the Perfect Law Firm Podcast. And just go to iTunes and look for it. If you have not been or have never been to my Facebook page, the Building a Law Firm page, I'm doing a Facebook Live there like every day, basically. And I decided that instead of just letting those sit there only, that I'd create a new podcast and put those up there. So if you want like a daily dose of building a law firm, go check out the Perfect Law Firm podcast. Those episodes are a little bit shorter, but my goal with each of those is to give you something that you can sort of take away and learn and become better from for the day. So, Perfect Law Firm podcast. Go check it out. Subscribe, leave me a review, or don't, and miss out. Okay? But I want to tell you about the thing that is going on today. So if you don't know, I've got this group of law firm owners that I call the Syndicate. These law firm owners hang out with me twice a month, one-on-one, meet with me quarterly in person, and also just get to see my best stuff all the time. And I was having a chat with one of those people today. Her name is Heather. And we were talking about her business. And I actually found a way, and this is what the title of the podcast I think is going to be, to increase her revenue 33% without having to do literally anything different at all. Only one thing different, I guess. There's one change that's different. And, so I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to tell you the point inside of the story. There's a point to the story, but there's a point inside the point to go like all Yoda on you. Maybe the Matrix. Anyway, so we're talking and about our business, and I was giving her some ideas for things that she could do to begin to just create some systems, build some incremental change, and really kind of create a business around what she's doing right now instead of just sort of herself working as an employee and her having a job, essentially. And we somehow got on this topic of what everybody's charging in the area. And it turns out that her fees are about 50% less than the highest paid person in the city, in the area, for her practice area. And I was like, okay. And she tells me, well, I think at the beginning of next quarter, I'm going to raise them up a little bit, and we'll see what happens. And I said, no, you will not do that, but in a nice way. I said, what I would like you to try to do, and what I'm going to push you to do and urge you to do and take you out of your comfort zone to do, is when we get off the phone, the very next person that you talk to, you are going to say a fee that is 33% higher than what your fee used to be. Okay? And she was actually, I got to give her a lot of credit. She wasn't super resistant because she's just ready to sort of like go for it and ready to sort of try things out. So I'm going to give her props on that. So I didn't have to really convince her too much. But I did tell her, like, look, let's just do this right now. Do it for the next 10 10 potential clients that come in. And then, and we'll see what happens, because if the same amount of people sign up, then that's great. You're going to be doing great. If a little bit less sign up, it's still okay because you're still going to be making a lot more profit off of each person that walks in the door. Basically, any bit of that extra fee is all profit because she wasn't getting any of that before and was still running her practice. And so she was like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it out. And we talked about a couple other things. Typically, our meetings our monthly one-on-ones or our bi-monthly one-on-ones are about half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on what we're talking about. And so we wrapped up the call. I sent her the list of to-dos that we talked about for the next 2 weeks. And that was that. No big deal. So I went about my work. What did I have to do today? I had to go to a financial planner's office, talk to one of their clients, had a potential client meeting, had a client meeting, all kinds of fun stuff. So anyway, about this, Heather and I talked at like 10:15 in the morning, okay? And at about, I don't know, I want to say like 2 p.m., my phone buzzes. I'm like, what's going on? Somebody sent me a Facebook message. And so I go and I go check it, and it's from Heather. And she says, hey, I want to, well, she didn't say it like this. I'm gonna lengthen it out a little bit because we're talking. She's writing. But basically she said, hey, I talked to my first new potential client since we got off the phone, and I'm 1 for 1 on the new offer, like exclamation mark. And I was just like, boom, like fire emojis and like $ emojis and like, all that fun stuff. And so, and that was cool. And basically, I can tell you this, I'm pretty 97% sure that her fee that she's quoting now is going to get the exact same amount of signups, just make her 33% more money because it's still like well within the industry average, but now everything is just better. So that's really point number one, is everybody basically needs to raise their prices. Okay. So just go out and raise your prices. That's free. That's free advice. But the point within the point is really something that a lot of law firm owners miss out on because they just don't get it. They don't understand math, really. And what that is the power and the leverage that you can gain by having someone help you with your business. Okay. Now, yes, I would love to help you. And if you want me to help you, you can go to callwithsmall.com and set up a time for me to talk. But I am not the only person out there that can help you. Okay. And no, I'm not talking about going and watching YouTube videos. I'm not talking about buying a book. I'm really not even talking about buying a course because it's just not the same. I'm talking about there are other people out there too that can help you with your firm. Now, we all do it a little bit differently. And so you just really want to find the person that meets your needs. I put a big emphasis on lead generation, building your sales skills, stuff like that at the beginning. And then also, well, really at the same time, building out processes and systems so that A, you can work more efficiently, so you can work less and make more, but B, so that you can really step away from the things that you don't like to do as quickly as possible. But there are other good programs. I've bought some of them just to sort of check them out. They're decent but different, right? We all have different philosophies. But anyway, my point is that there is just tremendous leverage in having someone come in that's got some expertise and can offer some insight and a different viewpoint and see your business from the outside, see the holes that you can't see, and also give you some specific strategies and tactics and sometimes just a plain old kick in the ass to do the things that you need to do to win, right? To grow your firm and to make it do the things that you want to do. You know, not everybody wants to have $1 million firm. That's fine. But I guarantee you, almost all of us would like to be able to go on vacation for a week, come home, and have more clients in the hopper, like more money in the bank, and you were able to step away. And that could happen. We just have to do it right. Just have to set it up. So, you know, that's really the point within the point, is to understand the value of coaching. And to give you a perfect example, and to talk a little bit more about how law firm owners really miss the point on this and are bad at math, is that, and really I think it's probably just a lack of trust in people and lack of trust in themselves as well. But the way you really need to look at this is, what kind of money am I going to be investing in this program or in this person? And A, how fast am I going to be able to break even? Right? That's thing number one. And B, you know, how sustainable are the lessons that I'm going to be able to learn over the long haul? What I mean is, for example, let's say I teach you something. Let's say my program is $1,000 a month. Okay. Let's say I teach you something. Okay. That gets you a new case in the first month. That's $3,000. Okay. Immediately, you can think to yourself, okay, my $1,000 investment has already yielded $2,000, right? So this is profitable. If there was any way that you could pay $1,000 and make $3,000 after you thought about it for a little while, you would want to do that over and over and over and over again. But the beauty of it is that lesson that you learned is not likely just to work one time with one client. It's likely to work again and again and again. And so that $1,000 investment in that coach, or in that help, or in that guidance, in that strategy, actually is going to pay you like infinity X, because it's going to just keep paying you over and over and over again. And the great thing is that you can probably find out a way to do that again and again and again, right? So you found one way to generate a new client, and then just like with the strategy that I was talking about with Heather, you do something different that isn't necessarily a strategy that gets you a new client, but it's a strategy that adds to your bottom line without having to do any more work or do anything else. It's just simply something that you didn't see because you're too inside of the business. So I want to highly encourage you to consider having a coach, joining a group, doing something like that. I can tell you, in case you're wondering, you're probably like, yeah, well, Chris, what about you? I have a coach. I have a group. I pay them $2,500 a month to be a part of this group. Okay. And I do that and I'll tell you what comes with that. Okay. Which is going to blow your mind even more. All we do is, these are the only like real parameters that exist. Parameter number one is, you can schedule a time to talk with like the main guy anytime that you want. Okay. But there's no set times to talk. There's no set coaching necessarily. There's no specific curriculum to follow. Although he shares a lot of the stuff that he's doing with his business with the group, but there's no one-on-one necessarily. You can, unless you ask for it. But they're also, like I said, there's no specific strategy, no specific outline. And then all we do is every quarter, all of us in the group, there's probably 20 of us, 25. We all get together for 2 days, 3 days. And even in that, most of the time what we do is we all share what's working for us. We do hot seats. And you know, in between, we have an opportunity to kind of talk with everybody and pick their brain on things that we're working on and questions that we have. And, you know, everybody's got kind of their thing that they're good at. But I do it too. And the reason I do that is because I know that really I just got to get one nugget a month. You know, I gotta pick up one thing a quarter, because if I do that, it's going to yield me a new client every month, and I'm making money, right? I'm making more money. So I was just so excited for Heather that I wanted to talk about this, because that's why I do this stuff. It's for that. But I also thought this would be a great opportunity to just kind of just smack you over the head with the idea of getting someone to help you. And again, I'm not telling you to call me. You don't have to. I'm not even going to say the URL again, right? So you don't think I'm trying to be sneaky. So that's it. Point number one from this bad boy: raise your prices, even if it's just a little bit. Point number two: really, really, really think about getting a coach. Particularly, and two things. No matter what, if you don't have any coach or any group that you're a part of, I would have you really consider joining something, even if things are going well for you right now, because two things. Thing number one is that by joining a group like my group or like the group that I'm a part of, or some of these other groups, you're going to get to hang out with other people just like you that are working hard and that are doing it. Okay, you're going to get to feel that support, specifically and intuitively. That's the first thing. And the second thing, what was the second thing? I think I forgot about the second thing. You're going to get the group. If things are going well. The other thing is that, look, things are not always going to go well. That's just business. There's ups, there's downs, there's twists, there's turns, there's up, there's falls, there's, I don't know what's the opposite of fall, climbs. But, things are never static. If they are, then you're moving backwards. So having a group, having someplace to go when you're struggling, even if it's just a little minor struggle, or having somebody see something before it becomes a major problem, can be business changing, right? So that's it. I'm going to leave you with that. The only call to action I really have today is to go check out my new podcast, Perfect Law Firm podcast. It's got great stuff. Like I said, I'm doing it. Basically putting new content on there every day, every weekday for sure. So about 5 times a week you're getting hit with something like this. It's a little bit shorter. So, on the ride into work or whatever you're doing, taking a break from all that client signing up that you're doing, you can listen in and catch a little nugget for the day, try to give you a little bit of motivation, a little pop, and just help you build your firm. And if you decide to try to go it alone, because going it alone will work. It just goes slower, and it's harder, and it's lonely, but it will work. I've done it, and done okay. But I've gone faster, been happier, made more money when I was with some people. So that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, great. I don't have a real call to action. Just go get that other podcast, subscribe to it so you don't miss any episodes, and really, really think about what I talked about, getting a coach and raising your prices, even just a little bit, make a big difference to your bottom line. Okay, that is it. I'm going to really, really do my best to get to doing this longer form podcast every week. It's really been slacking off for, the past couple months, but that all changes. And so I'll see you again next week. All right. Bye.